What's up? That's a crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. I had a crazy day at work myself, man.
Oh Lord, what they do?
It's not. Why you looking like that?
You a supervisor, aren't you?
No, I'm not a supervisor. Not at all.
Oh.
Yeah. So, I'm at work. I'm coming in from outside. I'm walking with my homeboy, and there's this guy on the other side of the gate. We swipe a badge to get in, and he's like, he's on the phone. He's like, "Hey, what's the address? Do you know the address here?" And me and my friend are like, "Yeah." And we keep on walking to go in. He's like, "What's the address?" And we're like, tell him the address. And we're like, "That's weird." Then we look over to the left and we see another lady kneeling down on the floor. We're like, "What's going on?" And then in front of her is a lady on her side, like just passed out. Oh, and I'm like, "Oh shoot!"
In front of your job?
No, see, this is in my job. It's actually in in the gates where you come in to swipe your badge. It's like right there. There's the lady in there. So I'm like, "Oh man!" So I'm like, I jump into action, because I'm like, all right, I got to save this lady,
Oh, wow.
Wait.
Oh, wow. Okay, Cochise.
I wasn't ready for that one.
All right, you got to save her.
You said jump into action. Go ahead.
So
My bad.
So I go and I assess the situation, and I look. I said, okay, she's the lady on the ground is being helped by the other Asian lady. And then I'm like, well, I should call 911. But I said, the dude's already doing that. I said, so, okay, there's really nothing for me to do except just make sure nothing goes left. Like I'm not a medic or anything, but I'm just, I might could run and get somebody. So
it's just the fact I'm still with Hop. I'm at the fact you had to go jump into action, dude. Superhero Cochise, okay?
Listen, so
under your hat is a case.
I'm trying to listen. If you see something on the ground, you don't just walk on by. You gotta help him, right?
I walked by a dude I saw passed out on the ground last week. I said, "Ain't nothing I can do with that." I said, "Ain't nothing I can do with you, homie. You was drunk."
Okay.
Ain't nothing I can do.
Different folks, different strokes. All right. So I'm looking, and the ladies there, and like the guy is looking, like the dude's looking on the phone. The guy's on the phone. He's looking super scared, right? He's looking really nervous. But when we walked in, he was trying to look cool. So so the combination of being like scared and trying to be cool made him look like he was trying to steal something. So when he asked us, that's why when he asked us, do you know the address here? We were like, well, I don't know. But then when I saw the lady on the ground, I'm like, oh, that's why he didn't want to be free. He didn't want to be screaming like a little girl. Because it looked like he wanted to scream like a little girl. Like his hands wanted to come out and... yeah. That's what it looked like. And the other lady on the ground, with that was helping the Asian lady on the ground that was helping...
The lady that was laid out.
That was laid out. I asked her, I'm like, did you see her fall? And she was like, no, when I came in, she was like this. So I was like, did anybody see her fall? The guy on the phone saw her fall. I'm like, if he saw her fall, why is he not helping? Like, he should have been first on the scene. You know what I'm saying?
And the lady should have been on the phone with 911.
Exactly. Like, he said, yeah, but I'm like, all right, whatever's been done, been done. I said, I see what kind of guy this is. He's not an action jumper.
He's not an action jumper.
So the lady on her knee is talking to the laid out lady. And she's like, hey, do you know where you are? She's the laid out lady's like, no. And I was like, oh, shoot. I heard about this. Like, people that, like, pass out and don't remember stuff. I said, I don't know anything about it, but I heard about it. And so I'm trying to think of, like, all the Facebook clips and commercials and everything, just whatever I have. I'm like, okay. And so I said, ask her name. So I'm like, that's a good one. So I say, what's your name? The laid out lady looks at me. And then the other lady that's helping her says, what's your name? The laid out lady looks at her and says, I don't know. I'm like, okay. And so they asked some more questions. And I said, how many fingers am I holding up? So
my God.
I hold some fingers. And the laid out lady looks up at me again. And then just looking at me, and then the lady that's helping her, she says, how many fingers am I holding up? And the lady looks at her, is like, I don't know. And so by now, other people coming along.
I've been like, what do you know? Dang.
Yeah, no, I mean, she was.
She was a white lady?
Yeah, she's a white lady. And she's on the side. Like, she had crutches. Like, I've seen her walk with crutches before, so.
Oh, she gonna trip and hit her head bad.
So, it was just crazy. So then everyone's coming, so I was like, hey, do you want some water? And then she looked at me and said, I don't know what you're saying. And I'm like, I'm trying to help you. I'm thinking in my head, like, I'm trying to save your life. You know, you up here, you just had like a seizure. I'm over here
to the emergency.
I'm up here helping, and I was wondering why she kept looking at me.
How about everybody? Was she white or black? I don't know. Was she pregnant?
I was just like, everything I'm saying, she's not. She's looking at me like, who are you? And then the lady that's right next to her is helping, and she's answering the same questions. And I'm like, what?
What is wrong with you?
I was waiting for her to jump up and say, listen, I don't have any money. I'm like, do you want some water?
I don't know what you people want.
I don't know.
Why are you surrounding me?
I was like, okay.
I've done nothing to you people.
So by that time the ambulance comes, so I just get up and I let them take care of it.
Yeah.
I told him, I said, hey, everything's secure. I said, no.
He said everything's secure.
I told them, because they were trying to come the long way. I said, sir, it might be a shorter distance if you go this way, and plus you don't have to swipe your badge.
Oh God, employee of the month, right there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Employee of the month.
So yeah, and
you jumped into action.
Yeah, you had to. So HR came in. I was like, she said, did you see them fall? I said, no, I didn't. I said, this lady here. I said, actually, the man that saw him fall is gone. He's probably home in the bathroom crying. Like, he was at that point when the ambulance came, he was out. Like he was gone. Yeah.
Did he work there too?
Yeah, he worked there too.
You work there and you don't know the address to the place where you work?
Okay. He's probably just so scared. You know, sometimes you get so scared you forget stuff.
So did he push her or did she fall?
What ended up happening was she was coming out the door and then she gasped and like shook and then fell. Like she had like a little small seizure. And she couldn't remember. Like she didn't know and now that you say that she might have been prejudiced. Funny thing was, one of the paramedics was black and he was like, hey, who's asked her questions, just like I asked her questions. Okay? Wow. And the first question they asked her said, do you know where you are? And she said, I'm at work. And they said, do you know where you work? And she said, the name of the company. And I'm like, okay. But then I'm thinking to myself, that doesn't count because everyone around her has been telling her the whole time that she's at work at the name of the company. So she didn't have to remember that because she's been told that. So I'm like, they need to ask her a different question, but I didn't say it because I didn't want to step on their job.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Yeah, I didn't. So I just watched. But they asked the next question. They asked, they said, "Who's the president of the United States?" And she didn't know that. So I was like, "That's a better question." But I'm like, it is a black dude, so she might just disregard it. It might not have been
checked up if she would have said, they would have said, "Who's the president of the United States? Donald Trump."
Anyway,
like you're getting no health care today, no Obamacare for you.
So that's what happened.
Wow,
that's what happened to me. And also another reason I also jumped into action is I figured it would keep me from having to go back to work for hopefully an hour or two.
Oh my God!
Anyway, we're gonna go.
The real reason behind why he jumped into action.
No, that was just as I was doing it, I was like, you know what, this is actually a good reason for me to be longer than my 15 minutes. So, I mean, saving lives, that's gotta be, there's gotta be an excuse tardy. Anyway, we're gonna go to some more music. We'll be back with some more immense music. This is your boy Cochise
and Tara LaShawn.
Yo, what's up?